do we sit?
Just sit wherever you like. The microphones are yours to choose from. So welcome to Birmingham. Thank you very much for joining us.
Happy to be here in Birmingham.
Loving your accent there. Well done.
So excited. I really want to meet Cillian Murphy. Is he here? Guys, are the Peaky Blinders here? Because I really want to meet them. Just heads up for everybody. Carolina so wanted to be here. She has no voice today, but she came out to the Comic-Con anyway because she wanted to meet you all. So I'm just going to jump back and forth between chairs and answer for her.
Yeah.
I'm going to make
We'll be speaking for her a little bit, yes.
I'll be
In music.
apagando los luces for her.
Yes.
So.
Yes. But please do come say hi to her when you can afterwards, because she really, really wants to meet as many of you as possible.
Yeah.
Poor thing. What a thing to do. Travel all the way here and be ill. Poor thing. Yeah. If you want to bring her like cough medicine and stuff like that and sore throat sweet.
What are
If
those
you have any good
Birmingham
herbs?
remedies? Yeah, what are the secret Birmingham remedies?
That would be very good. She needs it.
Most of it will be alcohol related, I get the feeling. With you this lot.
She's ready for that. Yeah.
So we're going to open the questions straight out to you guys, ladies and gentlemen. So if you want to stick your hand up, and I will bring the microphone round to you.
Hello.
And we're going to start off not with that lady there, but with this gentleman here.
Hello, it's such a pleasure to meet you.
What's your
all.
name?
I'm Peter.
What's up,
There
Peter?
you are.
What's good, Johnny? Oh my God, Anjali, Fred,
Hey.
my dude. Oh
Got you in my sights, man. Now I see you. My visor's been activated. Yeah.
So this is actually a question for all of you. Now, you're all brilliant voice actors, I'm perfectly aware, but what I want to know actually is, what's your biggest challenge? What's your biggest challenge that you've overcome in the industry working as a voice actor? Do you want to start, Johnny?
Yeah, sure. I think the biggest challenge for me is, as a performer and as an actor, I think for me, being able to perform in front of my mirror, I'm the best actor you'll ever meet. But when you put me in a room full of like directors and producers and like there's a room of casting, right, that are making life decisions, that's when some of the acting goes out the window. And so my biggest thing is how to allow myself to perform in every scenario, right? And that is basically preparation. That's instant forgiveness in the moment if I make a mistake, being able to like jump right back into it. So for me, it's been able to just let my judgment of myself in the moment go and be as present as possible and let myself shine as much as possible.
That is fantastic advice, too.
That's a fantastic answer. Well, I mean, I got nothing now. No,
She's
I
wonderful.
think in every acting job, whether it's stage, TV, voice acting, acting in front of your mirror, singing in your shower, the hardest thing, which I feel like I've started to grasp only in the last couple of years, is going into the room with something to offer rather than desperately wanting someone to like you. Recognizing that all of the things that make you or me, uniquely you or me, are specifically the things that make you special. And so going into a room and saying, don't worry about it, I prepared, I got you, you're gonna be entertained, or your job is done, because hello, is this thing on? Tap, tap. And then when you walk in, it almost feels like you're doing it as a service and making people happy, because so much of our lives are really auditioning rather than actually doing the work, the job, I mean. So you have to find a way to make that audition fulfilling. And being able to do that for the last few years has completely changed the game for me.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
I like those. I'm going to take all those. I think, handling rejection, that's a big thing. When you really want something, and that's a big part of it. You just got to keep moving on. Learning to stretch yourself. Sometimes you get typecasts, and you want to get out of that. It's a gift to be typecast sometimes, but then also it's nice to keep moving forward. Being a better video game player, I'm not very good. Got to get better at that. No, and and then scheduling is a challenge too. That can be a crazy thing too. But that and most technical and things don't work right. fucking thing. You know what I mean? And you do what you can.
Impressive. That was the best advice I have ever heard. Did you guys hear that?
The secret
It
of
was
the
best
universe in
advice.
5 words.
There's a sound guy who's really mad at me right now.
I can see Mark at the back frantically going, "What's wrong?"
Sorry, Mark.
We have another question here. For the lady.
I like how you're only going to the people who are 2 feet away from you.
Literally, no. She looked.
Yeah,
She
I'm
just
kidding.
raised her hand.
I'm kidding.
So mean. So mean.
Oh yeah, get used to it. You know.
Hi.
Hi.
First of all, you guys are all amazing, and I look up to every single one of you, especially Anjali. Anjali and Jonny
Queen.
are both huge parts of my social media life. And so to
thank
you
you.
guys, I want to ask, and to Fred, of course, do you ever find yourself in some of the things your characters say, like character interactions, and do you guys have like a voice line or something in game that was kind of ad-libbed or anything, or do you have a favorite line?
So for me, when I'm doing Lucio, God only knows what'll come out. And there's been a few times where I just kind of riffed, and they put one of those riffs in the game, and it's the one where I go, chillin', chillin', so much chillin', chill, 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 chill. Ch 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 ch. That's a remix, but that's what I did, like just on the mic, just for fun. Thank you. Yeah, they let me have some fun, and sometimes they make it in. So yeah.
I just want you to know that I created a new Symmetra emote just now while you were doing that.
What is
while
it?
you were doing, we had to do the chillin' again.
Just pointing everywhere at people.
Turrets, turrets, so many turrets. Turrets, turret, 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 turret.
Yo, give me that turret. Give me that turret.
Setting up the car wash.
Overwatch!
DJ 7666.
Hilarious rapper though, wouldn't he? Like, I'm here, right, here I go. Represent.
Welcome to
But,
the Overwatch dance party.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, we had a dance party already once. Why not have one here? There have been some lines that I have ad-libbed. I don't know if they've yet made it into the game, so I can't say necessarily what they are. Some of the Hindi lines that I recorded, I know, were things I threw in just like, you know, local Indian flavor. And the setting up the car wash, that wasn't ad-libbed, but it came from you guys, which was really, really cool. Blizzard saw, heard that everyone was calling it the car wash in the microwave, so they threw that in there. But Symmetra doesn't seem like a particularly off-the-cuff kind of gal. So maybe just some of the Hindi that may or may not actually be in the game yet.
Hello? Hello? Guys, is this thing on? Hello? Something weird happened to my voice. Hello?
Well, I'll tell you one thing that was kind of cool, this whole dad meme thing that happened, and that was really, that is because of you guys. Is it really, yes, that's right, daughter. That whole I'm not your daddy thing, I'm not your father, we started with, because he is kind of a paternal character, and loses his family and gains his family, tries to build a family kind of, and it was something we kind of hinted to, but then when the fan art came out and everybody started building that created that whole thing. And so it definitely worked in. So when I say I'm not your daddy, I am your daddy.
Now, I'm going to stay here because she has a request.
You're not gonna go.
I will be going over there momentarily. but
I'll run around
but
there if you're not going to.
Yeah,
What's
she
the
did
request?
stop me and ask.
What's-
He did. Sorry.
Hi guys, love the game, great actors. Just wanted to see if, Jonny, you could say, Barry, you are such a Hanzo main in the Lucio character.
Barry, you're such a hot zone main.
Sorry. Sorry, one more time, I don't think we should call
That's
this.
too late.
Oh.
Too late. I
That's
can't.
it, you get one.
I can't. You get one.
Wow.
Thank you guys.
I hear that noise.
Right, now
Keep it
I
for
am
your
going to go
memory.
literally right
Run.
over your
He's running. He's running. We got him. We got him over here, guys. Come on.
Right to the front here.
Run.
Yeah, I actually got picked. Alright, do you all play Overwatch? And if you do, what rank are you in competitive?
Say that again.
Do you all play Overwatch? And if you do, what rank are you in
Oh,
competitive?
I play and I'm the worst. So, yeah, I'm not competitive at all. I do really great against AI, but you guys are incredibly talented. It's crazy.
I play. Ask me if I play well, and we're getting a different answer. I have 0 rank. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm like a negative 254. So, but I've mostly tried to play Symmetra, which I hear is really hard. And then when I tried to play everybody else, I was indeed slightly better at it. So now I'm stubborn and only picking Symmetra until I get it right. But right now I literally will just have trouble not falling off cliffs and hearing myself die over and over again and being like, oh yeah, I remember that. Right.
My character's like my own style, but I love them all. I'm fascinated with Winston, though. I really am. I think that just is a monkey. Come on.
Such a smart monkey.
Smart monkey.
I like him.
And we have a question in the middle now.
There you go. I love it. Now you're popping around.
Yes,
That's great.
yes, work out, work out.
Like a
Hi,
regular
guys.
Phil Donahue.
Hi, Joshua.
You remember me?
Yes.
Of course. Thank you. Thank you
Joshua.
for everything and Overwatch and everything else. And that's a Symmetra main. Symmetra's the best, and Symmetra's the rules.
That was a great question.
Right, here's my question. I know Angela's favorite voice actor because she posted it on This Is the Fun side. Questions to all three of you. Who is your favorite voice actor that you ever met?
Man. I mean, for me, I didn't know it at the time, but I was in a voiceover session with 2 other guys, and one of the guys, which I love to death, his name's, you guys know him, Darren DePaul, right? I love him.
Darren DePaul.
But the other guy in the middle, I didn't know him by his appearance, but Darren DePaul leans over and he's like, I'm a huge fan. Can I get your autograph? And I'm like, who is this guy? So after he left, I was like, yo, who was the guy? And he was like, Tom Kenny, SpongeBob. And I was like, what? Oh! So that was, and he was super nice and super talented. So that was really cool.
Okay. Well, gosh, it was too many. It was wonderful working with Tim Conway. He just made me laugh huge. There's a guy named Frank Welker who is, anything from Megatron to Curious George. He's not, I don't know if everyone knows who he is, but he's one of the great voice actors, and he was preceded all of us, so he kind of made it a really great. So I was sort of starstruck in my own world with that one, and he became a friend, and that was pretty awesome.
Okay. And we're across the other side of the room.
Where are you? Oh,
Right.
wait.
No, I'm over this side, the opposite side to you. There I am.
There
Here we
you
go.
go.
I got you in my sight.
Popping around. I love it.
Hi guys, nice simple one, but apart from yourselves, what's your favourite Overwatch character?
To play or story-wise?
Story.
Well, like I said, I was fascinated with Winston,
Story-wise, I would
Story-wise.
say I want to be Ana. So Ana and Sombra. Because Sombra is so...
She's so intriguing.
I really liked the drama, the family drama between Genji and the Hans. So, I really want to know more about that. It's just, it goes deep. So I want to know what's going on. And of course, where's Lucio's storyline? Oh.
Okay, well, we did have...
Zenyatta is a great story, too.
We did have a question at the back, but his phone rang and he answered. So we'll move to the next one.
Oh, party foul.
Hi guys.
They're ready for you.
What's up?
I know that Carolina and Anjali have quite a big presence on social media. I've seen her on her channel so many times. but it's. I'm wondering if there are any of your other co-casts that you haven't actually met or don't really see that often.
Yeah, absolutely. There are members of the cast that don't live in the States, so it's a little tricky to see them.
Kara.
We don't see Kara very often. We don't see Aisha very often because she lives in Cairo. Chloe comes to visit a lot from Paris, but again, that's rare. And who else we don't see a lot. I feel like, well, and obviously we haven't met. Oh my God, I'm blanking on her name. Well, we haven't met Moira. Yes, of course, we haven't met her, but we haven't met Brigitte. That's it, from Sound of Music. Brigitte. We haven't met her yet. Matilda. That's her real name. That's what I was trying to remember. So yeah, we're all working on it though. We like
Slowly
to get
starting to all meet up more.
Yeah.
We record separately, so it's kind of neat. You know, when I see them when I go to these. You know.
And also, the chances for us to see the most people at once are usually around BlizzCon, because a lot of people fly in from all over, and then Blizzard usually has a gathering for us down at their campus, and as many of us can make it there. So, but we're working on it. Yeah. We're working on it. I got a lot of frequent flyer miles built up to make that happen.
And we have a question here in the middle.
Hi. Sorry, I can't stand up. Sorry. Hi.
Hi.
This is a question, well, a request for Jonny. I don't really have a ring. I only have to pee on me, but will you marry me, even though I have a boyfriend?
You can do that.
Please?
Come put a ring on my finger.
I don't have a ring. I only have 2 pee on me.
2 pounds? Give me 2 pounds. Come here. Oh, you can't? Come here.
It's 2 pence, by the way.
2 pence?
It's not 2 pounds.
Sure.
Someone has off.
I want you to propose.
Wow.
Come.
Wow. Oh my
It's
God,
happening
you
here,
guys.
folks.
Someone
I'm
get
getting
your
married.
phone out. Someone record this.
You didn't realize you were going to do that,
Do
did you?
it.
I'll get on my knee and you propose to me. Yes! You're so wonderful. Thank you. What can I buy with this?
Apparently, you can buy Jonny Cruz
Can I just point
with
out,
that.
she is very jealous right now, because earlier on at the beginning of the panel, she said, I'm going to propose to him. And
Hey,
then,
we can keep the proposals
then
coming.
counted it out. So
we can
she's
keep
very
them coming.
upset right now.
Keep the pences coming.
All right, we're going to go right down the front.
Treat her well, Johnny. Treat her well.
Right down the front to this lady here.
Give me a second. Okay, first off, I want to say really well done to Symmetra's voice actress for a good representation of someone who's on the autistic spectrum, as Symmetra is. I just need to get my recording going, just 1 second. What would you say, how would you feel about, let me get my correction. How do you feel the Overwatch cast has done in ways of representing like our modern 21st century at the moment?
I think it's been fantastic, more so than representing our modern 21st century. I think the kind of representation you see in Overwatch is very aspirational. It's the world as we want it to be. Even though there are forces that we're fighting against, that may always happen because it's the world, you know? But the fact that it is a world worth fighting for, the fact that it's less about one aspect, each character is less about one aspect of their character than they are about all the different layers of who they are. So it's not one of everything like Noah's Ark. It's different people and different creatures and different souls being completely different, just like we are in the world. So rather than representation, I feel like it's inclusion. And I think Blizzard has done an incredible job of that, both with being culturally sensitive, but at the same time also being wide open to everything, to interpretation, to layers of good and bad, to questionable morality because we all are figuring it out as we go along, to taking your obstacles and turning them into reasons to be stronger rather than turning them into reasons to quit. I mean, I could go on, but I won't.
Yeah, and then just...
Oh. Beautiful.
Not on the ball.
Yeah. And me personally, I'm just, I'm happy to be a part of something that represents something so positive in the community. It's about acceptance and inclusivity and diversity, and I'm just stoked that I could be a part of something that has such a positive message. So, yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, and also it's a situation where the Overwatch had been betrayed and it's fallen apart, and people are needing to gather together globally and fix it, figure out, and help each other despite their differences. And so I really am proud to be a part of that, definitely.
And we're on the far side over here.
Oh, there he is.
We've got a young man.
Hi, hello.
There you are.
You guys are awesome, and so is Overwatch. And what are all of your favorite voice lines?
Our own or somebody else's?
Pardon? Oh, your own.
On my own.
It's so hard. It's like picking your favorite children. It's so hard.
I would say I do like We're All Soldiers Now, because that kind of sums up what it is. But, you know, Stay Frosty's fun and got
Can't
you in my
stop, won't
sights.
stop. That's mine.
That's a good one. I like the good old classic "Welcome to My Reality" because she's kind of like, "You're in my world now. Look out." And of course, setting up the car wash. I like that one a lot too.
And we're in the middle.
Perfect.
Hi guys. Hi. As you know, like Overwatch has like a huge backstory, and all the characters are linked together. Obviously, Soldier, Anna, and Farah, that storyline. So, if you could give your characters sort of like a backstory where they're linked to any other characters that we don't already know about, who would you like it to be?
This is not just because she's one of my best friends, but I love the idea of Symmetra and Sombra somehow coming together, because I think Symmetra doesn't, and this is, I'm just going to say this disclaimer, I know nothing, literally know nothing about what's coming up.
Yeah, there's a lot that we don't
We know nothing about what Blizzard has planned, so none of these are spoilers. This is all in my own brain, or our own brains. I think Symmetra, because Symmetra right now is not connected directly to any of the other characters, but she is in this position of being, of questioning her allegiance to Vishkar, whether they're a good corporation or not. I feel like the person to find that out and the person to tell her would be the hacker. So it would be really cool to see her connect with Sombra. And I think Lucio and Symmetra already have a little bit of a connection. It would be really fun to see Lucio bring her over to the bright side of the Force, if you know, he were to expose Vishkar as well.
I mean, there's so many ways, but I think the playfulness of Lucio and then somebody really serious, like Genji actually, like he's a serious dude. I don't know, because I hang out with Gaku all the time, and he's like very serious, but he also like he plays along, and it's so funny. So I would love to see what that would look like in some ways, and then just story-wise, I'm really interested in, of course, you know, Lucio and Diva. What's going on? You know, what's happening? And then yeah, and then the Vishkar stuff with I'm totally interested in that. So yeah.
There's some backstory already that exists. I could see tying together some Anna, McCree, Diva. Also, he is been part of this thing for so long, and so he had like this whole other life beforehand. So he might actually know a lot of these people or a lot of other characters we haven't even heard of yet. I think that will come out. I'm guessing. I hope.
Okay, we got time for one final question here at the front.
Hello, I'm Lucio main, support main. Thank you very much for putting a whole bunch of life into those characters. I appreciate that. This is more directed at Jonny. You recorded a ridiculous video where you shoved baloney into someone's face. All I want to know is what witchcraft did you use to not laugh during that?
Oh, it literally, there's no witchcraft. That's just cutting, because every time I cracked up and I was like, what am I doing? But I think that's a part of life, is just like showing your true self and having a good time and not taking things too seriously. And taking something so small, so serious, to me, tickles me. And that video in particular, it tickles me because I'm taking it so seriously, and it's so dumb. So yeah, I love it. Thank you
Videos
for
are
that.
so much fun, man. You
Thank
do
you,
such
man.
great videos.
I appreciate you. Follow me, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
Do it. His videos are funny.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is all the time we have. Please give our panelists a massive round of applause.
Thank you, guys.
And
It's so good to see you guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
It's an honor to be here.
And don't forget, they will be here signing and doing photos with all weekend, so please feel free to
Come
pop
see us.
by. And one more time, our Overwatch panelists, ladies and gentlemen!